She's bored. Look, guys, I have bad news for you. She's bored. And look, no one wants to be the clueless guy who's pounding away at her while she just waits for you to finish like she's in line at the DMV or taking the SAT. But how would you even know if you're that clueless guy or not? I mean, it's not like she's gonna tell you that what you're doing is as thrilling as her taxes. Hi, I'm Caitlin V. I am a sex researcher turned professional sex and relationship coach who helps men and women and gender nonconforming and non-binary folk have the best sex of their lives. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram as well as here on YouTube for behind the scenes, silly videos, and just like thoughts from yours truly. This video though, right here, this gentleman is your wake up call. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 signs that she is bored during sex. I'm going to talk about why guys miss these 3 signs all the time. I'll also give you 5 instant things that you can do to spice things up in the bedroom, reignite passion, and drive up her desire to have sex with you so that she's gonna want it more often, have easier and more frequent orgasms, more pleasure, more moaning, more of all that. Cool? First up, how can you tell if a woman is bored during sex? Like, serious question. If she's not just like sitting there filing her nails or rolling her eyes, like what signs, what indications is she giving to you that you are missing that she is bored? Number 1, first way to tell is that it's getting harder to bring her to orgasm. Maybe before you were having sex and you were changing it up. You were trying new things. You were flipping her over and smacking her ass and just experimenting in the bedroom. And now you figured out what works. You've figured that you start with some oral sex, then some doggy style, finish up with some missionary, bada bing, bada boom, orgasms for everyone. That's great. But now it doesn't seem to be working. It's harder. It's taking more stimulation in order for her to have an orgasm. If you're not experimenting with different things and it's not bringing her to orgasm as consistently as it used to, it's likely that she is getting bored during sex. Side note, it may also be that sex is not lasting as long as it used to because you're not changing it up as much as you used to. Another sign is that you're having less sex and she's not initiating it with you. Like, think about it like this. When a television show, no matter how much you love it, gets boring to you, you're less called to watch it. You might get onto Netflix and scroll a little bit and then land on something new and different and interesting because that old show, even though you know you have like 5 episodes left of the season, just like isn't doing it for you anymore. And so you don't call on it as often. So if she is initiating sex less, this might be the case. And if that is your relationship I just described, you might be dealing with a damsel in boredom distress. If that sounds like you, you're in damage control mode right now, my friend, and I urge you to check out my course, She Comes Too, in which I explain to you step by step how to blow a woman's mind in bed in a way that doesn't bore her. I give you super specific tips and techniques that are going to walk you through exactly what to do to prevent her from ever getting bored again. And I teach you more than just show you, I teach you how to fish, right? Because I want you to be able to keep things spicy for life. And by the way, there are things you can start doing tonight to shake up your relationship and bring the passion back. All right, why is she bored? Why are women more likely to get bored than men? Isn't it true that men are the ones that need novelty and like need multiple women and are always going to be out there wanting to sow their wild oats? Why is it then that women are the ones that are getting bored in bed? Like, isn't sex always pleasurable? Like, bad sex is like bad pizza. Even when it's bad, it's not like that bad. I disagree. Life is too short for bad pizza, and your woman deserves a delicious, like perfect crust, non-soggy, flavorful, epic pizza every single time. And this is why women are bored in bed. Women's brains actually need more novelty and more variety in bed than men's do. Novelty and variety is necessary in order for her to stay sexually invested, aroused, and interested in their long-term partner. This is why sexless marriages emerge. It is not because she is cold and frigid and uninterested in sex. That's just like a convenient story that we tell. The reason that happens is because sex got boring for her, and so she had no more reason to engage in it. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. This is just science. I want you to understand that it is actually a lack of novelty that drives women's libidos to crash into the fiery depths of hell, actually more like the frigid depths of hell if we're honest, and not be able to recover. It's essential that you understand this, because in order for you to keep her sexually interested, you have got to understand that her desire stems from novelty, variety, and doing new and interesting things that are of interest to her. Not just like the kinky stuff that you're interested in because you watched it in porn, but the kinky stuff she's interested in, like maybe taking a bath or trading massages or a trip to Hawaii. So kinky. Those are just kinky to me. She might be into whips and chains too. That's great. Bringing in exploration and sexual novelty, no matter what it is, can boost her pleasure, can increase her satisfaction and her likelihood of reaching orgasm, and it will make her want sex more and be more interested in having sex when she has it, aka not bored. So here are the 5 things that she wishes you did in bed and that will help her to stay interested and invested in sexing you for the long haul. Number 1, set the stage. Women do not want to get into a messy bed with crumpled up sheets and laundry in the corner. We're just not into it. Now, I'm not speaking for all women, obviously. Some of us are fine with dirty socks like up in our face while we're getting pounded from behind, but most of us are not. And the more that you can set the scene and take responsibility for making an environment that feels sexy, the more that she will be able to let go, relax, and the way that she'll feel really cared for. And I guarantee that it will set some novelty if you change the scenery. Maybe you have sex in the guest bedroom and you surprise her because you lit some candles or brought in some massage oils. Or maybe you set the guest bedroom up with the whips and the chains and the restraints that come up from under the bed, and you tie her up and tickle her with a feather. Setting the scene in advance, thinking about all 5 of her senses, thinking about the textures and the temperatures and the ways that things smell. This is a phenomenal way to change things up and create novelty without having to break the bank, without having to buy airplane tickets to Hawaii, and without actually having to put too much time and energy. This is maybe like 20 minutes of like lighting some candles, diffusing some essential oils, getting a silk scarf out of her closet to make a blindfold, and grabbing some chocolate dipped strawberries to tease her with while she is blindfolded and tied to the bed. I'm getting hot just thinking about this. Like, whew. Number 2, touch her very gently, just touching the tips of your fingers onto her skin, starting at her extremities, her hands and her feet, and then moving towards her erogenous zones, nipples, and her vulva, her mouth. Using your presence and the art of the tease and anticipation, starting with just the lightest, maybe not even coming into contact, just feeling the faint awareness of your hand on her skin helps her to get into her presence, and it helps all of us to create novel sensation. This is a different sensation. Every time that we touch ourselves in this way, it is slightly different. And you can then move up to increasingly more pressure, maybe a foot massage, and move towards breasts and genitals. In this case, less is more. You want to build up her anticipation and have her begging you to take it further. Anticipation and stillness makes women putty in your hands. Number 3, take her with abandon and ravish her. Literally 60% of women fantasize about being dominated, and this makes absolutely perfect sense. I mean, Think about it. Your woman is making so many decisions every damn day. If she's got a job or she's taking care of kids, there are people relying on her on the regular. She's got to hold and take care of her people. So what's nice about being dominated and ravished is that she has the luxury of not making any decisions. She doesn't have to direct the flow. She doesn't even have to ask. She gets to sit back, relax, and enjoy the pleasure you provide. This also, pro tip, has a way of bypassing the female brain's fear of being seen as a slut or a whore. Remember that all women are told that liking sex makes us bad, dirty, and shameful by our culture and the people who raised us. Even though they loved us, they still sent this message that we're not supposed to enjoy sex. So when you ravish her, when you take her, when you don't give her the choice, even though obviously she's choosing, because you wouldn't do this without consenting, because you're a subscriber to this channel and you know how important consent and communication are. When you ravish her with her consent, she doesn't have to think, oh my God, am I okay because I like sex? Is this wrong that I like this? Is it okay that I like this? Is it okay that I'm asking him if I can crawl on top? None of that. She gets to totally relax. Sex is given to her like a gift, and it's not something that she has to work for. This is like, chef's kiss. Magnifique. All right, number 4, I've been alluding to this a little bit. Get kinky and tie her up, AKA restraints. Pull out the restraints. Grab a blindfold. Pro tip, blindfold is my personal favorite sex toy ever. I think it is the single most important thing that every single person should own, and they should be pulling out on the regular. Especially when you start touching someone when they're blindfolded, even if you don't do anything else kinky, it is electric because you just don't know what to expect. She doesn't know where your hands or your fingers are going to go next. Super exciting, and it requires a lot of trust, but if you have earned her trust, it can turn everything that you do into an amazing exploration of her senses. Plus, being restrained, being tied up, being blindfolded, these are literally the building blocks of a creative sexual experience. So I challenge you to try it out. Of course, do your research first. There are places that it can be actually dangerous to tie someone, especially if you're using things like rope. So just make sure that you know what you're doing and don't injure anybody in the process. It's way too much for me to get into here, but there are great resources on my channel and on the internet that will help you do it right. And last but not least, number 5, bring in toys and accessories that blow her mind. Now, there are certain toys that are literally built for couples to have penis and vagina sex, including these toys. There are vibrators that go inside of her body and stimulate her clit without anyone having to hold them in their hands. Look, Ma, no hands. There are also amazing and really inexpensive bullet vibrators that you can use with your fingers or her fingers and hold on to her clit, hold on to the base of your penis. You can play around with dildos and butt plugs. There are a plethora, and they are making more all the time, of sex toys that do all kinds of wild and wacky things to our bodies. And I highly recommend that you check some of them out. There's one other huge benefit to using sex toys, which is between 70 and 75% of women have a hard time, if not impossible time, achieving orgasm without clitoral stimulation. Now, if you are also a longtime viewer of this channel, you know that this is actually something that women can do. I believe that all women can have an orgasm through vaginal penetration, and I teach exactly how to get her there in my free guides and in my course, She Comes Too. I'll put the link to both of those in the description, so if you want her to have that orgasm through vaginal sex, I will teach you how. In the meantime, bringing a toy into the bedroom can achieve the same result, and it can help her to reach multiple orgasms. So, why stop at just one if you can have many? Orgasms, especially for women, are like a never-ending, totally renewable resource. They are as abundant as sunshine. I guarantee it is totally possible for every single person who's got the clitoral equipment. Anyway, I promise you that each and every single person that you make love to will respond to one of these 5. I have designed them for each of the different types of erotic human being. And so figure out which one that you are going to try, and then let me know in the comments which one, 1 through 5, is going to appeal to your woman the most. Which one are you going to try with her tonight? And if you have any additional thoughts or things that you're gonna try, I wanna hear it. Leave it below. So with that, there should be no more excuses for boredom during sex. You have got the tools at your disposal. You are in damage control mode and you are going to fix this before she starts breaking out that nail file. You have got this, my friends. I believe in you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you here next week. Bye.